Hello everybody, welcome to this week. It's been a busy one for me, but I'm determined to get ahead of some projects and continue on. So I've done some shopping this week. I did Spotlight last night and the tip shop and some Vinnies today. So what we're going to do is go through what I've actually purchased and see what we can do. Let's have a look at what I found. Now, Spotlight was probably the expensive part of the weekend, and that was because I was buying individual items. Sometimes you can really luck out like I did last year when they had such good deals on the miniature kits. Now, one of the things that I always look out for when I go into Spotlight, and that is the Primo Sculpey polymer clay, and that's because it's the brand that I use. Now, it's been really scarce. But what happened the other night? I walked in and they've restocked the whole shelves. I even got a picture of it. Now, I always keep a list of the colours that I'm running short on or the ones that I am needing. And I was able to pull that out and grab these blocks of clay. So the colours I had were 18 karat gold, blush, raw sienna, cobalt blue and white glitter. And this means that my stocks are feeling a little bit more complete now. So in addition to the clay, I also got this silicone mould, which is Sculpey brand. And what you do is you just press the clay in and you'll be able to bake the clay within the mould. Then when it's cold, you just press it out. So this was Sculpey and this was also 20% off. The next item that I got were these artificial moss stones. Now, they would work perfectly with the fairy house that I'm building for outside. They'll be waterproof. I am a little bit worried that they'll be a bit big, so I might experiment with cutting them, but we will see how we go. I'm sure I can find a way to use them. So the last thing that I grabbed at Spotlight was some Elmer's all-purpose glue. Now, this glue has a very good reputation, and you've seen me use a white glue when I was gluing down the black sand onto the steps of the fairy house. Now, it's always good to have glue options, so I'm sure I'll use it, but it was on special, so I thought, why not? That's all I purchased at Spotlight. The next day, I was heading to the tip shop. So let's see what I got. The first thing I have a look at was this green teapot. Now, I really love the colour of this, and it was only $2 because it had no lid. Now, my idea for this, because of the colour, was to smash it up and put it in the fairy garden, using it as stepping stones or really any kind of decorative item. Now, when I got it back, I was kind of thinking it might actually look good if I put a plant in it to put in the garden, and I can put some embellishment and clay around the actual pot itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you decide, should I smash it or pot it? So this next one I really liked as well, and this was kind of because it's got a green and brown sort of brush on it, and it also has it a little bit on the inside, so if I smashed it, it would look really good. Again, it's a nice little vase and it really wasn't that expensive. So what I was going to do is again let you decide, should I smash it or pot it? You tell me in the comments below what I should do. Now, this third pot I've got, it was also $3, but what I really like about this one is the look. It's got a black granite look on it, and it looks quite amazing. Looking inside and feeling inside, it looks like it's got a finish like that inside as well. So I'm not even going to ask you guys. I think this one is definitely heading for the smash it pile. So the last little pot I got at the tip shop was this $2 white one. Now, the colour doesn't really excite me, so I'm not going to use it to smash it up. But what I really liked about it was that it could really be embellished quite nicely. I can put some toadstools and make it a real little garden feature. Now, that was it for the pots. Let's see what else I got from the tip shop. I got a little silicone mat and it was free. I also picked up for $1 this chain, as well as this one didn't have a price on it. I think he also had it for $1, and for $2 these sort of beads. I have heaps of beads, but I can always do with more, and there's so much you can do. This will definitely come in good for the fairy house, and it could be a little railing, it could be anything. The last thing I picked up was just a little computer piece. Now, what I really wanted from this was the little spikes. Look, I don't know if I'm able to extract it, but for free, I didn't really mind. At least I can give it a go. I think it'll be quite hard to get them out from this metal end. All right, that's the Tip Shop second batch. Now let's head down the road to some Vinnies. So at some Vinnies in South Hobart, I went to the nail section and picked up these two items. There is a silicone mat and some nails. Now these nails will be very useful in all sorts of objects in not only the fairy house but the dollhouse as well. So I can use this little one here as a type of trowel for the garden, and the bigger ones as light scones for the house, or even I can cut the ends off and use them as spoons. The opportunities to use these are quite endless. It's just have to use my imagination. Now I also got this silicone mat. So this is more of a tool, and what I'll do is I'll lay it on my work surface, and then I can use things like beads on it and the beads won't roll away. So that will become quite useful. Now I paid 50 cents for each of these items, so it came to a grand total of $1. And then on my way home, I thought it would be great to visit some Vinnies in North Hobart, and this is what I found there. So again, I found some ceramic plates which I like the colour of and that I want to smash them up. Now this one here has more of a gradient rock looking feel to it, whereas this one is more of a blue one which I can use to be the bottom of a pool or a pond, and it'll just give it some nice little depth of colour, and then you can put resin on top of it and go from there. So this other thing I found was this cool little jar. It's only $1 and it has this heart thing around it. Now the heart comes off pretty easily. So what I was thinking is if I put a little scenery in the jar, I can put it in the garden. Now, I kind of thought that might be a bit of a problem. If it rains, it will fill up with water. So then what I decided is, what if I turn it upside down? And then I can put something in it. It can be sort of like a snow globe, but for the garden. I haven't got any ideas right now, but I'll see what I can come up with. Now, one of these items was just $1 and it was a glitter set of little wooden letters. Now, don't know what to use them for yet, but I'm sure they'll come in useful in the future. It's good to have these type of things handy, and for $1, why not? So now we come to probably the most exciting part of the day, and that is this giant bucket of broken jewellery. For only $15, I got it at North Hobart and Vinnies, and it has amazing stuff in it. It's got beads, it's got charms, it's got a lot of potential. I can see some metal in there, I can see some wood, I can see some stones. I'm really excited to open it up. But before we do that, let's head back to our pots. I need you to tell me, do I smash it or pot it? Again with this one, do we smash it or pot it? You let me know in the comments below. This brings us to the end of this video. Join me next time when I unpack and sort that massive tub of broken jewellery. Till then, catch you later.